Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Once again, I'm your boy Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Man, a lot's changing in the world, especially from 2020. I swear to God, the internet is more real than it used to be, and life is becoming more fake while the internet is becoming more real. Twitter shutting down so many people. Twitter getting people shut down so much. People using cancel culture, using Twitter to shut people down. And I really think that we need to step back and have a look at exactly what we're doing, because while we're doing it in a positive way for a positive reason, maybe we're doing it wrong, and we are shutting people down based off things that they have said in the distant past that perhaps they don't even believe anymore. Magic the Gathering has just fired a very good artist who is female for following Rebel Media and liking a few tweets. I had to see what these tweets are exactly, but the fact that they're canceling this individual, even though I have not heard anyone complaining about them, this person's an artist, is not a member of a clan and not a member of Antifa. And that's another thing. You can be so far right that people will label you as a Nazi, and that's enough to get you kicked. But if you're so far left that people say that you're a member of Antifa, nothing happens there. Nothing happens there. So everyone knows what happens when the right goes too far. Nobody knows what happens when the left goes too far. But speaking of which, I'm not sure if it really has anything to do with this, but the Chaz, or the CHOP within Seattle, we definitely had Antifa individuals in there, and they really didn't do a whole lot other than walk around with guns, big guns, and they definitely were there with assault rifles. The gun club, I can't remember what their name were, but the gun club rose into Antifa as soon as the Tea Party did. The Tea Party, Antifa, a lot of these things weren't such a big deal until the internet rolled out this constant communication. If it wasn't for the internet, the George Floyd riots wouldn't have happened. But it's as if the internet set off a spark. I'm going to take you back for a second when it comes to the George Floyd protests. In Cops, about a year before, the TV show we all know and probably all love, there was a black gentleman who was murdered by the police. Before he was apprehended, he said, "I have heart problems." During apprehension, the police mentioned they broke his finger. He died before the TV show ended. Apparently they can't even find that video anymore. That went out. That was freaking aired. Nobody did anything last year. This year, somebody died. George Floyd was murdered on camera. They got lots of video of it. It went viral. It went viral. The George Floyd protests would not have happened without the internet. And you can't say the George Floyd protests are not real. Man, so many things have happened because of it. So many people have lost their livelihoods due to the riots, the raids, the break and enter. So there are a lot of honest protesters, and there's a lot of people that are just looking for an excuse to smash and grab, and everyone seems to be okay with that. But if it wasn't for the internet, none of this stuff would have been happening. If it wasn't for Twitter, if it wasn't for Facebook, these are ways to get direct communication immediately and affirmative action, positive action, or negative action based off whatever you want to do. And it's so easy to get people canceled. The revolution will not be televised. It will be live streamed. I swear. Back in the day, I used to hear that a lot when I was listening to stories about revolution. It will not be televised. It won't be televised because the people who are running the TV, the people who are running the news, don't want you to know about it because they don't want a revolution. If you look up Chaz or Chop, if you don't know about them, I suggest you look them up. It's very entertaining. 6 blocks within downtown Seattle, including City Hall, police station, which was not burnt down, amazingly enough. That says a lot about the protesters. Were taken over by protesters. Totally taken over. No one was allowed in or out. And not many people heard about this. There were revolutions going on at Capitol Hill, in Washington, D.C., in Texas, in New York. They started up an autonomous zone, and first they said nobody's getting in here. They even started up gardens, and they thought this is going to be our place. This is going to be our place, and we're going to take this over. The police are not back because we have a brutality issue. And yes, we do have a brutality issue. We absolutely have a brutality issue in the States, perhaps in Canada, but we absolutely have a problem in the States. And if you're in the States and you don't think that there's a problem with police brutality, odds are you're a white person that has never dealt with the police more than than getting a traffic ticket, than getting something small and minor. But the brutality, especially towards the blacks, is real. It's there, and there needs to be something done about it, because eventually, if we don't tell these police officers not to hurt black people, the whiteys are going to be getting it too, ladies and gentlemen. We need to keep cameras on these individuals. A lot of people say cops don't need cameras, but ladies and gentlemen, technology is here to save us. We will give these police officers cameras, and it will back up or destroy what they say, because we definitely have issues where the police are just not good people. I know a police officer in the United States. I work directly with him, and in one of my places, and I wish I didn't have to. I wish I didn't have to. Military people should not be getting into police work. That has nothing to do with tech. I really shouldn't even be bringing that up, but it's totally true. If you're frontline infantry, you're in there, you're going to kick doors down, you're going to put your foot on people's throats. If you're Marines, maybe things will be a little bit different. If you're frontline infantry, you ain't taking questions. Just like that. You guys hear about, recently they uncovered a video, it was declassified, of an Australian, I don't know exactly what it was, but he put a bullet into a farmer that wasn't doing anything. And it was through technology, through video, that we see this stuff happening, because we can't trust people to be honest anymore. Could we ever trust people to be honest? One thing that's really upsetting me about the world today is everyone's a frickin' fibber. Everyone's a frickin' fibber. Everyone knows the cost of everything and the value of nothing. Everybody knows what they want. They'll go to it, but they don't mind throwing everyone into chaos by lying. It's just amazing. It's like, if you want to get by in life these days, you have to lie, it seems to me. Maybe that's just my bubble. Maybe that's just my ecosphere. But it's definitely very sad. And we definitely have a lot of cancel culture going on. I remember a long time ago, my brother told me my friends on the internet aren't actually real. They're not really real friends. And it's starting to seem like more and more the things that go on online are realer than things that really happen, because things that really happen that aren't recorded are often lied about. Things that go on over the internet, words, video, that's real. That's realer than real. This technology, this life that technology captures, becomes realer than real, because we can't trust individuals, we can't trust what people say, and it's a little bit heartbreaking. So I seriously think that the internet is becoming more real than real life is. So that's interesting. It's just my thoughts. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me. Neff from Tech Bits. Like and subscribe if you like this stuff. Always appreciate it. But seriously, as always, take care of each other. Don't be freaking lying to get yourself up and keep other people down. Have a good one, folks.